surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Good morning. Happy New Year, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center here in Spokane. I'm Jeff Tawney. I'll be your platform assistant. Let me take this off. There we go. Here at Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane, we're all about our mission, inspiring people, transforming lives, and inspiring people to make a positive difference in their world and in the universe. As always, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. I will say it once, and then I will ask you all to join me. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. Together, there is only one power present in my universe, God the Good. Thank you. This is Unity's foundation principle: one presence, one power, one life, living through us and in each of us. This morning we are excited to hear from our transformational speaker, Karen Dunmore, who will be taking us through the powerful white stone ceremony just in time for the new year. Karen will also be leading us through meditation as part of the ceremony. Now it's time for news you can use. Hank?
Good morning, blessed spiritual family. My name is Hank Breckling. I'm a member of Unity Spiritual Center, have been for a while. I'm normally in when we're in session, I'm normally in youth ministry, but it's so nice to be able to be up here and be in front of you. Before I do the main news you can use, there's some news I want to give you that affects our entire community and it affects the entire planet. I don't know if you all remember back to the 1960s, there was a musical called Hair, which is quite a wild kind of a thing. But one of the songs that came out of that was this song called This is the Dawning of the Age of Aquarius. You probably remember that. I'd sing it for you, but I'm not supposed to sing. It's one of my favorite songs. Anyway, that was truly the beginning of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And I'm here to tell you today that we're no longer in the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We are now in the age of Aquarius. And you say, well, what does that mean for me? What that means for you is that we are now in the golden age. This is the beginning of the golden age. And all that's happening in the world now is the dying of the old age that's past. And now we're bringing in a new age of golden light, peace, prosperity, abundance for all on the earth. And so what I would like to do this morning, just take a minute here, I'd like to do a little exercise here where we connect with each other in our community. For those people here in the sanctuary, and those people at home. And would just close your eyes for a minute, and I'll just lead you through a little briefing to connect it together. So first of all, just take a deep breath. Take another one. And one more. Now what I would like you to do is see in your heart a ball of golden light. I call it golden paradise light. It is the light of heaven, and we're birthing heaven on earth. See that golden light. And now if you're at home, what I would like you to do is send that light out to the top of your head and send it into the sanctuary here to all the people here. And I'd also like you to send it out to all the people who are in our community who aren't either in the sanctuary or watching today, so to everyone in our entire spiritual community. And if you're here in the sanctuary, I'd like you to send your golden light out to all the people who are watching us on the streaming, and to all the people around in our community who aren't watching the service today. And send it out to all the staff in our church, to our board of directors, to all of our chaplains, to all of our teams, to everyone here helping make service happen today. And feel now that golden light as it joins us all together. It's here now. We claim it. It's our role to claim this golden light and manifest it in our lives. Just feel that golden light now as it joins us all together. For we are a spiritual community. Where two or more are gathered, therefore am I. The two or more principle. We are powerful together. And we get to create whatever we want to create now. And this golden light is a great way to do that. So I ask you now to just hold this energy as you open your eyes and just be aware that we are all joined together in this community in this golden white light. Thank you very much. Okay, now on to the news you can use. Spirit groups. We still need hosts for our winter spirit groups, which are beginning right now. If you have a Zoom subscription or are interested in facilitating a book study, or a Sunday discussion group, or a meditation group, please contact Al Koenigsfeld at the number up there on the screen, which is 688-9454. This is always a good thing to have a pad of paper to write things down for, isn't it? Or you can email, Al's email is up there on the screen too. It's alkoenigsfeld@outlook.com. You can let him know the day and the time you would like to host your group and what type of group it will be. This is a really powerful part of our church. It helps build community, build our energy together. So I encourage you to participate. Then the next thing, we have another youth ministry gathering coming up. I'm on the youth ministry team, and we've done several of these this fall, and they're absolutely wonderful because the kids get on there, they get so excited, they see each other. They haven't seen each other so long. It's so great to get to see each other and connect again. They get excited. It's just a wonderful thing. So our next one is going to be on January 23rd at 11 a.m., and you can either call Jackie at the number there, which is 995-3036, or you can email her here at her address, which is also up on there. And there'll be more information, and she'll get you the Zoom link. It's a Zoom meeting. Okay? Now, the next thing is we have people live here now. We're open again. We limit the number of people here, and it's wonderful. I could tell you that energy difference is incredible. It's wonderful to have people back here in the church It's like reigniting the fire here, and we're all reigniting it by sharing our energy together. So we need people to help this happen. We just need people to volunteer to help be kind of stewards of this process. And Karen Dunmore is the volunteer coordinator, and she has a sign-up sheet for people who are here if you would like to volunteer to do that. And for the people at home, you can email Karen at her email address. This is Dunmore.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Take the E out of it.
Okay, DUNMORK, that makes more sense, at gmail.com. Cool, thank you. So we need people to help us happen and keep the church open. And next Sunday, we are in the midst of a Unity Transformational Speakers Series. And next Sunday, the 10th, we are excited to hear from Tara Ware. She's a really important member of our congregation here. She's actually head of the transitional team here and is managing this transition for us when we don't have ministers here. So anyway, she'll be here next week, and her talk is titled My Path of Awakening. You don't want to miss that. She's a really wonderful speaker. And then the following week, on January 17th, we'll hear from Richard Seaman, who was here last week, I think, and his talk titled The 9 Spiritual Pathways. So those are the next two coming up. And then I also want to talk about the Sunday ROI call, which stands for Reflections, Observations, and Inspirations. There's a Zoom link for today. This is a really great chance to connect with people in the community. It's not quite as good as coming and being here in person, but it's a way to do it. And it's a good way to connect with us. So the Zoom number is on your screen. And I'll give you just a minute to write that down. I'll read it to you. 973-896-83618. So you just go to Zoom US and they'll say, what's your meeting number? You put it in there, you're there. Thank you very much. I'm done, and now I want to introduce Karen Dunmore, who is going to take us through the White Stone ceremony today. And if you're not familiar with it, it's an annual tradition here that's a wonderful way to start off your year.
I am opening this talk before I say anything with a quote from Paramahansa Yogananda that matches up with my vision of this new year. With the opening of the new year, all the closed portals of limitation will be thrown open, and I shall move through them to vaster fields where my worthwhile dreams of life will be fulfilled. So good morning, everyone. Beginning of a new year for many of us is a time to reflect, to envision what we would like to manifest in our lives. Maybe to make a commitment to change things that aren't working, or to do things that we know will make our lives and the world a better place. We're going to attempt to transform our own lives through the White Stone ceremony, which we're, of course, performing today. The new year has traditionally been a time for everyone to make resolutions that we all know we're not going to keep. So this year, instead of focusing energy on something that we're not going to do, I think we need to change, or not anything that we want to change. Let's just focus on an intention of bringing forth a quality of being that can transform our world and our lives, something that can bring us joy, something that, when we change ourselves, begins a transformation process throughout the world. Let us find out what wants to emerge in our lives through the White Stone ceremony, and then help it to manifest. When we change the focus from resolution, we begin to create evolution. And then, with minds and hearts aligned, we bring forth real change, transformation. The divine image of Spirit lives within us right now, ready to be expressed. For those of you online, you'll want to find a stone or some gift from nature to hold in your hand during the White Stone part of the ceremony. You're going to need a slip of paper too. We're going to be doing just a couple words of writing. This morning, we will be listening for the still small voice within as we participate in the White Stone ceremony of awakening and expression. This ceremony is based on the scripture verse of Revelation 2, verse 17. And the first part of that verse says, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what Spirit is saying." This ear does not refer to the outer ear, rather to the ear of the soul. This is the ear that hears the still small voice as it whispers to us and lets it reveal what is ready to emerge right now. We develop this inner listening by getting out of our head and connecting with our heart. Prayer and meditation are our companions on this journey. So the first part of this verse tells us to listen, to nurture our awareness of our I am, and in the silence to let our new name come through Spirit, in surrendering to the voice that speaks through our soul. So I think you all have picked up a white stone on your way in. So if you want to hold that white stone in your hand, know that you start here with a clean slate. The second part of Revelations verse says, "To him that overcomes will I give a white stone, and on the stone is written a new name that no one except the one who receives it knows." This is not to say that you can't share your word or phrase with someone, but it is just something that's come through Spirit for you. You can let it cycle around inside and get comfortable with it, but anyway, it is your word, your verse. Metaphysically, when a biblical character receives the new name, it is because he or she had overcome something. They had changed and transformed. We grow and expand when we walk through adversity and overcome obstacles. A perfect example is Saul, whose name means personal will. He was a persecutor of Christians, and he was good at it. On the road to Damascus, Saul was blinded by the light of Spirit and knocked to the ground. It's something that happens sometimes when your personal will runs into Spirit, and you're going to be the one on the ground. The voice of Jesus asked him why he was persecuting Christians. That frightened Saul. After 3 days of blindness, he found his true vision. He literally saw the light and was given the name Paul, which means enlightened will. After this experience, Paul became the person who did most to spread the word, the message of Christianity, more than anyone else. He carried the message of Christianity all over the Middle East just as fervently as he had persecuted Christians before his transformation. And I imagine that a lot of the people that he was trying to spread Christianity to were in those regions where he had been persecuting them previously. So what is the symbolism of the white stone? Well, during the time of the Roman Empire, when someone had served time in prison or in bondage of any kind, they were given a white stone when they were released. It was a symbol of a fresh start, a clean slate. When you had a white stone, you had permission to leave your past stories behind you and to start a new life. Each of us comes from some sort of bondage today, and the stone we hold represents the freedom we are taking into these hands, our own hands. At the start of this new year, we take the opportunity to do that as we make a new commitment to clearly see what is ours to do, to rise above our human limitations with our highest and best, and to listen to the voice that calls us to oneness. we have the ability to recommit to who we truly are. This is about immersing ourselves in our divine identity and welcoming a guiding word, quality, phrase, or name that will support us in becoming the full expression of who we truly are. This new name can be a couple of words, a couple phrases, like divinely inspired, clean and sober. Whatever emerges for you is your gift. A few years ago, I really was not fond of the word that kept coming to me, yet it came up twice in the meditation. The word I wanted was something gentle, like transforming or evolving. What I kept getting was unleashed. I finally surrendered and became unleashed. It is only when we hear the voice and surrender to it that we are able to invite transformation to unfold. This word bushwhacked a path for me to a whole new way of being in the world, and I am so thankful for that I listened. What is longing to come forth is already within you right now. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not. Whatever we are to find out there, we have to first recognize within ourselves. What treasure is within you that you are longing to bring forth? Whatever it is, you carry it in the core of your being. What you are looking for, you are really looking with, from inside. And the small spark that lives there attracts the fuel. And with some energy, it will soon become a flame that will light your world and make the rest of the world a little brighter. Our divinity lives within, always calling out to be expressed. It is part of who you are, your divine potential, and it is just waiting for you to call it forward and introduce it to the world. We are the hands and feet, the voice and heart that bring the divine into expression. Each one of us is part of the divine tapestry that expresses as one. Let's take a few moments now to become still, to tap into and align with the guidance we receive. In this white stone or purified state of consciousness, we know that the Father and I are one. I've got my stone in my pocket. We remember what God said to Moses, I am that I am. And in our Christ consciousness, we learn our new name, a new realization of our own I am. And that was the name that when Moses asked, who shall I say sent me? That is the name that God gave for himself. I am that I am. We will begin with a brief meditation where you will be invited to allow your heart to offer you what it will. I will lead us through it, and then we will take time in the silence so that you can open your heart and listen with the ear of your soul. So please get comfortable in your seat and let go of anything that is keeping you from being present. Close your eyes if you'd like. I invite you to be conscious of the activity of spirit within you. Feel the divine presence and know your oneness with life. Know right now that you're safe and secure, and that you are loved and appreciated by this spiritual community. Feel that loving presence as it unfolds and supports you. Something good is about to happen. Gather the blessings. As you hold your stone in your hand, feel it as a symbol of freedom and a new life. Allow the symbolism of this clean slate to awaken in your heart, to awaken the voice of the soul, and to invite it to speak. And as you do, feel the stillness as you become present. It is in the stillness as we focus within that we allow Spirit to bring forth guidance and inspiration. Let your stone remind you that you have the gift of choice to live differently, to begin again, to connect with Spirit, to co-create a new life. If you come upon a name, try it on. See how it feels. Let it flow easily and effortlessly. Let it rise up from within you. Start with the words, I am, and then express whatever it is you want to create in your life. Let a name come to you that reflects your new beginning. What word is being revealed? A name? A new way of being? As this word or phrase becomes clear, write it on your stone. Let us spend a few moments in the silence and allow the name to come forth. If a name hasn't come to you, spend some time over the next few days listening. And when that name or that word is ready, it will appear to you. Ask if there is a deeper understanding, if there are steps to be taken. We open our hearts in gratitude to the one presence and one power that immerses us in blessings through the grace of God. As we align with that power, we are shown the way to achieve all that we desire. We are on the path to gaining greater insight and awareness, and we mark this day, January 3rd, 2021, as our new beginning. And so it is. Amen. Now, change doesn't happen magically. We're going to go back into a moment of silence in a little bit. Sometimes it takes work. In order to create those new neural pathways that make the change become more than a habit, we begin to have real change. Release anything that holds us back and keep affirming and practicing the new pattern of behavior that will bring heart and minds into alignment. Receiving a new name means releasing and healing the fears and limitations that have previously held you back from actualizing your potential. It means stepping forward with faith into the opportunities that show up in your path, the opportunities. It means saying yes. Once we are filled with this vision, just like pregnancy, we create a nurturing, receptive inner environment to give birth to this vision. We imagine what it will be like to live in this new life. We feel the excitement and the anticipation. We're setting the stage for our divine potential to manifest. When my word was unleashed, I did feel kind of excited, a little intimidated, but I used my word as my adjective name in a program called Alternatives to Violence, which is a prison workshop program. And at the beginning of each of these sessions, we choose an adjective name that is affirming, that is either something we want to affirm or something that's in us that we're unable to bring forth. So I chose my word, unleashed. Karen Unleashed was my adjective name. Hearing it became so natural through that process, and it became a part of me that was expected. I expected to become free of whatever was holding me back. I would say in that year, unleashedness definitely manifested in me and continues to transform my life. And I am eternally grateful for that. I accepted and embraced the word and was willing to follow it wherever it led me. It was important in my experience that I was able to appreciate the word that was given of spirit and to surrender to the wisdom that I had so often argued with. The next step is to act as if what you are envisioning is already manifesting. This is faith in action. Bringing it forth into expression calls you to act as if. Whenever we come across any limiting beliefs that get triggered during the process of transformation, we embrace them with love and self-compassion. The prison bars that hold us back are the ones we have built for ourselves through our personal stories, those we have been conditioned to buy into throughout our lives. If they are anything but loving and kind, they are not the truth of who we really are. The white stone signifies a freedom from prison or any bondage in which we have held ourselves. We need to do a little more inner work around this to discover and release what might be getting in the way. Old ways of thinking, habits, resentment, limiting beliefs. So as you consider the name or expression that has come to you this morning, is there a limitation that you might be holding that could get in the way of the change or transformation that is bursting to come forth. For instance, for me, when the word unleash came forth, I immediately argued that I wasn't ready to go that far. And I could very well have stopped spiritual growth right in its tracks with my doubts. I could actually have kept myself imprisoned in a perpetual quest searching for answers out there, which is what I'd always done. To manifest what is written on our stone, we need to be willing to release and overcome these internal obstacles, these beliefs that keep us imprisoned in the past and stand in our way of transformation. We're just going to take another few moments of reflection. When you're ready, ask yourself these questions. What limitations have I claimed as my own? What am I willing to release? Some common examples: I'm not enough. I'm not ready. It could be anything, whatever speaks to you. So let's just take a moment to just process if there's anything that comes up that is blocking what you want to manifest. See if anything shows up for you. And when and if you receive it, and you are willing to let it go, write it down on one of the pieces of paper. And write a word or a symbol. You don't have to do a journal entry here. Notice the way you feel right now as you feel that little knot of self-judgment. Remember that though we are spiritual beings, we also have a human component that joins with all of humanity in judging ourselves for our perceived weaknesses. So I think you have a second piece of paper, and if you do, just write one word of kindness or compassion to yourself, acknowledging that everyone feels this way sometimes. So now take the sheet with the limiting belief and join with me in speaking aloud. I'll say it once and then you guys can repeat it. I now release anything that has previously held me prisoner. Together, I now release anything that has previously held me prisoner. I let go of this limiting belief about myself. Together, I let go of that limiting belief about myself. As a symbol of this release, please tear up your paper, and we will pick up the pieces after the service, because we can't pass a basket. And I will personally recycle the paper for you and let it become part of something greater. Oh, Linda has a basket in the back, so when you leave, you can put your shreds in there. So anyway, this is a symbol of releasing and surrendering our limitations to something greater within us that is ready to emerge. So in recycling this paper, we're letting it become part of something greater. As you release it, let yourself be filled with self-compassion. Let it fill your mind and body. Let it dissolve whatever has been keeping you imprisoned and unable to move forward in your life's journey. Now, holding your stone, imagine stepping out of your prison, filled with light. Feel that you are now free to express your higher self, no limitations, and live your highest good. On the screen, we've got an affirmation, and I invite you to speak it with me, with feeling. I am free. I am unlimited. I am open to the infinite possibilities that Spirit lays before me, and I face any challenge with enthusiasm and faith, knowing that I move forward on the path that is mine to walk. This is our clean slate. Whatever has gone on in the past, we let it go. This is a sign of our ability in this moment to live in a new beginning. This is a moment in which we know we are free from all that has bound us, free from the prison in which we had held ourselves. The Buddha is reported to have said, now all that is left is for you to become yourself. So become yourself. Live the truth that you are. And in so doing, rekindle that light within, activate the spark of the Christ light and bring it into alignment to fire up your creation. I am word through my heart center. Breaking the bonds of the path by walking the talk, the past by walking the talk, recognizing when a limiting belief is blocking progress and releasing it. Instead of waiting in joyful anticipation, live your life from the place of joyful participation. It is our destiny to transform and evolve, to actualize our divine potential. This is the year for transformation, and we are the ones we have been waiting for. As I began with a quote, so I end with a quote. I love Paramahansa Yogananda. Remember always that you are made of immortal sparks of divine light. Every atom and cell of your body is glowing with that light. Thank you. Go forth and shine.
I used to think I had to have my own way, could do everything on my own, living my life like a one-woman play, feeling confused and alone. Still I held on tight to the life that I knew, till it wasn't the life I remembered. Finally admitting I hadn't a clue, I opened my arms and surrendered, and I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space, watch the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy, just doing the best that I can. When I stumble, I won't be defeated. Since I made room for grace, I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. If I had insisted on all that I wanted, I see I'd have sold myself short. But when I stopped resisting, I got what I needed, so much more. Since I made room for grace, I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Watch the blessings arrive. I made room for grace. I just stepped aside, opened up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day, since I made room for grace. Since I made room for grace.
Wow, that is powerful. Thank you, Karen, so much for that. I don't think I was here the last year for that ceremony, and I don't think it would have been as meaningful to me not to be sitting here, so thank you so much for that. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So whoever you are, or wherever you are in your spiritual journey, of transformation, just know that you're welcomed here. If you are new to our ministry and interested in learning more about upcoming transformational speakers, workshops, and events, please sign up for our email newsletter by texting Unity Spokane to 22828. Or you can sign up at the website unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on social media. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Unity Spokane Spiritual Center to find us. Now let's take a moment to acknowledge and bless one another with a socially distanced namaste. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or you're at home, I would invite you all to please stand and please send a conscious, loving thought, prayer to those around you. Thank you. It's a lot different than actually going around and hugging everyone, isn't it? I know I sure miss it. Now is our time to celebrate the abundance together as we share our gifts and love offerings. For those of you that are here, if you feel the divine calling to financially support the ministry, you can drop your offering in the box at the back at the sanctuary. Another option is to text GIVE to 253-528-7416, or you can visit our website, unityspokane.org, and click the donate button at the top. Please know that your giving means so much to our ministry, and it is vital. With that in mind, let's take a moment now to sink into our hearts and bring forth a feeling of gratitude and generosity as we say together our love offering blessing. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Our chaplains today are Steve, who is holding virtual service and prayer from home, and Theodora, who is holding space here in the sanctuary. Thank you so much, Steve and Theodora, for your service today. We would also like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to please submit your request through our online form. Simply go to unityspokane.org and click the Contact Us button at the main page. You will be taken to a prayer request form. Names are added to a prayer list and prayed over for 30 days by both our prayer ministry and Silent Unity. Now let us all join together for our closing prayer for protection, followed by our closing song, I Am the Light. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. And that's the truth. Now, our closing song is actually Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you.